I didn't plan on getting into real estate at all, but one decision and one occurrence completely changed my life, and not in the way that you think. This is my story time on how I became a real estate agent and kind of why I went into real estate, like my why. Hi, you guys. If you're new here, my name is London. If you're coming back, thank you guys so much. I love you all. I'm originally from Washington, D.C. I now live in Houston, Texas, and I am a real estate agent. In the spring or the summer of 2019, my daughter had an anaphylactic allergy to peanuts. I had no idea that she was allergic to peanuts at that time. Of course, I would not have given it to her, but that's when we found out that she had a peanut allergy. We were in the car. I gave her those little like crackers that have the peanuts in the middle that you give your toddlers. So I had given her that. She was in the back seat, and literally she had went like limp. It was so scary. We rushed her to Children's Hospital in Washington, D.C., and she was actually admitted to the PICU because of how severe her peanut allergy was. So we were there for like 3 or 4 days. And this is what made me quit my 9 to 5 in corporate America and decide to get my real estate license. I honestly had never even considered real estate. Like I've known real estate agents, I've known people who have considered going into real estate, but it's not something that like I ever considered for myself. But this one occurrence with my daughter changed everything. While my daughter was in PICU, obviously I could not work. I'm an only parent, and even if I wasn't an only parent, I would have been by my daughter's side from being admitted to being discharged from the hospital. And my 9 to 5 job did not understand that. So prior to me going into real estate, I was a diplomatic and entertainment sales manager at a luxury boutique hotel in Georgetown, DC. I had worked my way up to that position because prior to that, I was a coordinator at a very, very big company, big hotel chain. And I had always inspired to become a sales manager. I always looked up to them. Like, I was like, wow, that is really going to be like the pinnacle of my career. That's when I know like I've actually made it in this industry. And so I was so excited to have this position. And I honestly, when I took that position, I had kind of had doubts because I was leaving the company that I had been at for so many years, but it seemed like it was nearly impossible for me to work my way up there. So I had decided to go to this boutique hotel in Georgetown. Well, fast forward to months later, my daughter had the allergic reaction to peanuts, and she was again admitted into the PICU, and we were there for quite some time. I remember I let my direct supervisor know, and I also let the GM of the hotel know as well, because that's kind of like who I also reported to because I was the sales manager. I had let them know that I wasn't sure when I would be back. I let them know the situation with my daughter, that she was in PICU. It was pretty severe and a very scary situation. There was no empathy, no sympathy, no concern for my child. Mind you, she's a toddler, and they know that I'm an only parent. So I get a call from the GM of the hotel, and he's like, hey, your colleague is going to bring your laptop to the hospital. And I'm like, you didn't ask how my daughter's doing, when she's going to be discharged, and just, is she okay? Are you okay? Is there anything that we can do? Like, none of that. It was simply just work. We're going to bring your laptop. You need to book these delegations. How many room blocks do you have coming in? What meetings are booked? What, like, business. No concern whatsoever. Mind you, I would not expect this from the GM because he has young children as well. So I would think that he would be able to empathize with me and what I have going on, rather than it just being like work focused and completely disregarding what I was going through. So the moment that he told me that my colleague was going to bring my laptop, I was just like, okay, whatever. So my colleague brings my laptop to the hospital. She sees that baby girl is super sick. She's in the PICU. And we're both like, we cannot believe that he was more concerned with work than he was with my child. And like, we cannot believe that he was more concerned with like work than the condition of my daughter. That was mind-blowing to me, my family, my friends, my colleagues. Like, I was like, is this how it is? Like, for real? I could not believe it, you all. She brings my laptop. Like, I do very minimal work because I am so stressed and I just want to know that my daughter is going to be okay. Because an anaphylactic allergy to a peanut or anaphylactic allergy to anything is so serious. Like, your throat literally closes, and they could not get her reaction from like It like kept coming up, kept coming up. Oh, it kept like flaring, like her reaction kept flaring up, which is why they admitted her to the PICU, because they didn't have things under control. So fast forward, my daughter gets discharged from the hospital. And I'm just like, if this is going to be the work environment that I'm in, or if this is how like 9 to 5 in corporate America is structured, they don't care about your family. You're extremely replaceable. And there's just like no concern for the well-being of people. And they don't understand what it's like to be an only parent. Then this is not for me. So I honestly like was not sure what I was going to do. But I remember, you all, my first day back in the office, my spirit was like, London, this is not for you. This is not going to be of serving to you. And you cannot let money dictate you being there for your child. Does that make sense? So I remember my first day back in the office, you guys, I typed up that resignation letter, packed my boxes, left my work computer, my work keys, all the things, sent my resignation letter, put my box in my car, and me and my colleague, I told her I was resigning. I didn't even give a 2-week notice because I felt like they didn't even deserve a 2-week notice. Like I could not do another day in that office. She and I, we went to go get our nails and toes done. We went and got food, and like she went back to the office, and that was it. You guys, I didn't tell anyone of my plans because I didn't even know my plans. Like I did not know that this is what I was going to do. But just being in that office that day, and like even that day, even my first day back in the office, you all, the GM comes up, what delegations do we have coming in? What room blocks do we have? Like did not once again, did not ask about my daughter. And I was like, okay, this is not the place for me whatsoever. And the 9 to 5 world is not for me. I didn't know what I was going to do. So this was like in the spring. And I remember my first day of real estate class was on August 2nd in 2018 or 2019. I have to look back. I think it's 2019 because I got my license. Yeah, I signed out with Long and Foster in September 2019. So I remember I started my real estate class on her birthday. I did like the hybrid one so that I could go all day, pass that test, get my license, and I was all in. But again, like real estate was never something that was on my radar. It was not a dream of mine, but I had prayed and prayed and prayed in between that time of like me resigning and starting to get my real estate license. Like, God, what do you have for me? What can I do to be of serving to people? What can I do to be of serving to you? And I woke up one day and I was like, he had put on my heart and on my spirit to get my real estate license. And that's what I did. I got my real estate license, and it has been the best decision I have ever made. And I wasn't even scared. Like I just trusted in the Lord. I knew that he was going to put something in my heart, that he was going to make a way. I wasn't even scared that like I didn't have a job for whatever those months were. I remember me and my cousin went to Dubai. I was in a wedding in Dubai. We went to Dubai. We went to Bimini for my birthday. Like I was living my life in between that time. That's like my story of how I became a real estate agent and how that even came about. I feel like it's so unprecedented and like not what people would think, but God will always make a way. God is always going to lead you in the right direction. If you're obedient and if you listen, then God is going to, kind of make a way and let you know what he has in store for you. And that's definitely absolutely what happened for me. And I'm so incredibly grateful. And now I'm doing something that's of serving to others, serving to myself, serving to God. And I'm able to better parent my child and even give her better opportunities and making more income than I was making there. And this video, you guys, is really also like, not only is it a story time, but I feel like there are so many other people who are in the situation that I was in previously to leaving corporate America, and like they're scared to do it because of security, or they have gotten comfortable. And it's like, if it's on your heart to follow your passion, become an entrepreneur, then do it. Absolutely. And I will say, like, I did have a savings. So it wasn't like I just was leaving without any money, but I probably would have done it and taken that leap of faith as well. Because again, I know that God is going to supply, God is going to make a way. If it's on your heart, and if it's been on your heart, and if it's been a goal of yours to leave corporate America, but you're really afraid to do so because you don't know what the next step is, put your trust in God. Pray about it. Ask God to give you the answers. Ask God to provide you clarity, and he will do it. I hope that you guys enjoyed that story time. It's super quick, but I just feel like as we're building this channel and growing this community, that I want you guys to know like more and more about me so that you guys can kind of understand my story, where I'm coming from, and how I've gotten here. So I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you guys have any questions at all, drop them in the comments. Let me know. And I appreciate you guys. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for watching.